He's in 15 carries this year. Stroud's going to go back to the over the middle, and Collins has a first down.
Oh, nice quick throw, good solid protection, knowing that ball's coming out quick. And again, the accuracy. And as we look at the numbers that C.J. Stroud has put up, not just today, but all season. And you made the point earlier, this is not an offense or an offensive scheme where they try to protect the young quarterback. It's aggressive, it's throw the ball downfield, it's attack, and he has just played like a seasoned veteran in this offensive system.
He's become a great leader as well, just 22 years old, doesn't turn 23 until October. As Singletary's dragged across the 35-yard line.
Well, people ask, would this stage be too big for C.J. Stroud? I didn't think so, because the biggest stages he played on as a collegiate player, the Rose Bowl against Utah, without his two best receivers, Olave and Garrett Wilson, who opted out. Huge numbers, 573 and 6 touchdowns. Then against the best team in college football a year ago, the Georgia Bulldogs, 348 yards and 4 touchdowns. And if Marvin Harrison Jr. doesn't get hurt in that game, Ohio State has a great chance of winning. He has played well in his biggest games on the biggest stage.
He's earned these MVP chants that he's now getting from his home fan base. Singletary in the middle is stymied there. That'll wind this clock all the way down in the third quarter. So Houston puts up 14 more, but it's all courtesy of the defense. 2 pick sixes, a couple of big sacks, and it's all Texans. You're watching Super Wild Card Weekend presented by Verizon.
And Peacock.
Welcome to Deal or No Deal Out. More adventure and more great eyes. More risk. No worries, they don't bite. It's that hard. Same question. Deal or no deal?
Deal or No Deal Out, February 26th, and special preview tonight on NBC.
It's stylish, quick, and gets up to 57 mpg. This is the all-new Prius, one of 15 hybrid and electrified vehicles from Toyota. And that beast, with all that stump-pulling power, it's a hybrid too. Or want to kick the pump altogether? Meet the all-electric Toyota EZ4X, the hybrid and electrified vehicle leader. Toyota, let's go places.
Gather the family, pass on traditions, and discover new adventures together. Your Life Outdoors, January 18th through 21st at Cal Expo in Sacramento. More info at sportsexpos.com.
We got the house! Pods handles the driving. Pack at your pace, store your things until you're ready, then we deliver to your new home, across town or across the country. Pods, your personal moving and storage team.
Is it possible to be more capable and more practical? Be able to perform and hear, make a statement while barely making a sound, and command the road as well as what lies ahead. How we get there matters. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Watch KCRA Free News, weekend nights at 11.
The NFL Divisional Playoffs presented by Intuit TurboTax kick off next weekend. Stream games live on your mobile device with NFL Plus.
The NFL Pro Bowl game presented by Verizon are headed to Orlando. The AFC and NFC face-off and skills showdown on Thursday, February 1st at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Then the action continues with flag football and more skills on Sunday, February 4th at 3 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and ABC. Third down and 4 start this fourth quarter for Houston.
You don't have to hold the ball long. It's tight man coverage, but they beat Newsom on the inside of the slot.
C.J. Stroud, who's the youngest player to lead the league in touchdown interception ratio. It just shows you how long it's been. Since 1946, Paul Garnale for the Boston Yanks. It's been so long, the last time someone did it, he played for the Boston Yanks. And C.J. Stroud did it all regular season. Then you say, okay, are you going to perform in the biggest moments? 274 yards, 3 touchdown interceptions. And this is as telling as it comes. The only quarterback to lead the NFL in passing yards per game and pass touchdown to interception ratio in a single season. Montana, who won the MVP and won the Super Bowl in '89 with one of the greatest offenses ever, was San Francisco. And Tom Brady, in a season in '07, he won the MVP. They went perfect up to the Super Bowl before losing to the Giants. That's the company he's in.
Rarefied air, that's for sure.
And he's proven himself. Knocking on the door of 300. Another red zone opportunity. Play clock down. They will wind as much as they can. Singletary makes the cut. Singletary. Touchdown.
This is a little bit of a defense that's out of whack. Miles Garrett is going to go hard inside. J.O.K. is going to come outside, and there's a big gap right here that Singletary is going to exploit. Good block by Thompson on the inside move by Miles Garrett. But that's an easy touchdown run for the Texans. They haven't run for a ton of yards, but it's been pretty effective.
And this is going to be an and one on a flag. Cleveland got there early. Fairbairn put it in anyway.
Offside, Cleveland number 95. The one-point try was successful. A 5-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. Timeout.
Houston's doing it every way they possibly can tonight.
They really are. I mean, they are at great balance, excellent play calling, excellent execution, and a defense that has scored twice tonight.
When we first set out to make the skies bluer, some said, keep dreaming. So we did. We continued to lower emissions on the road to zero. But hey, why stop there? Next, we took our dreams to the track in a hybrid. Moving forward and upward. We're working on an EV that has wings. We even reduced CO2 by growing algae to make fuel. And someday, we'll turn your old Honda into your brand new Honda. That's because we are a company of dreamers, setting out to be carbon neutral by 2050. So, no matter where we go, you better believe we're going to keep dreaming.
Thanks for always being there for me.
Actually, I'm off in an hour.
You said you'd be there to protect me.
Well, that's Discover. They protect you from fraud and unauthorized purchases.
Oh, really?
$0 growing liability from Discover.
What do you protect me from?
Mostly yourself?
Some people just know that the best rate for you is a rate based on you, not Paul. You don't want to ride with Paul. Get a rate based on you with DriveWise and the Allstate app.
Super Wild Card Weekend continues tonight as the Dolphins take on the Chiefs at 8 Eastern. This game will stream exclusively on Peacock, not on NBC, so be sure to scan the QR code. Sign up now for just $5.99 per month or for a limited time. Get 1 year for only $29.99. Terms apply. Another touchback. This drive will start at the 25 for AFC playoff bracket. This, of course, being the first game kicked off on Super Wildcard Weekend. Baltimore is waiting to see who they will get. The key now is they have to wait until at least Monday because Pittsburgh and Buffalo has been moved. Monday, 4:30 Eastern on CBS with inclement weather in western New York. So they'll at least between this game and the Dolphins and Chiefs, who will be moving on, and then the reseeding and reshuffling from there. So Flacco back out on the field with this Browns offense. They will hand it off on first down with Jerome Ford, and he'll pick up a couple of yards. This was a fantastic story. It doesn't take anything away from what Joe Flacco did to finish the regular season. He was exactly the jolt in the arm that the team needed. Sean Watson lost for the year. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who they drafted to be the backup, came in. He eventually goes down, and Flacco, with P.J. Walker starting a couple games, comes in and just completely changes the trajectory of what this year was going to look like for the Browns.
Yeah, and they had to lean on him hard because they could not run the football with the same effectiveness that they were used to in years past with Nick Chubb and their full complement of offensive linemen. So he had to really carry the load, and for the most part, he did a remarkable job.
More up the middle across the 30. One thing he mentioned to us that was really cool for him was having his kids be at an age where they could see him be a man again. Because when he was the man in Baltimore, when he was winning a Super Bowl and doing everything, becoming the all-time leader passing there with that franchise, they weren't really old enough yet to understand and comprehend what was happening. So for him, he said he didn't know if he was going to get the opportunity to be the guaranteed starter, be the guy for a team that was winning. And for that to actually happen and come true, come to fruition, has been a dream come true in many respects. And he loves that they've gotten a chance to see him do his thing at the highest level, leading the team to the playoffs. Third down and 4 now for Flacco. Throws it in, and he's going to run for the first down. So Flacco picks it up with his legs and keeps the drive alive here in the fourth.
Obviously, the 2 pick sixes are huge, but their ability to, for the second time against this Browns offense, completely stuff the run. When they lost to them here a few weeks ago, Cleveland ran the ball 30 times, only for 54 yards. Today, under that 54-yard mark, and this has been the area of improvement under D'Amico Ryans. It's been most dramatic. This was the worst run defense in the league last year and 2 of the last 3 years. This year, number 6 in the league.
Rushing yards last year and 2 seasons ago, or rather 3 seasons ago, 2 seasons ago, they were second to last. So it's not like that one season was an outlier. They were at the bottom of the league in rush defense each of the last 3 seasons. And D'Amico Ryans, of course, playing linebacker, a 2-time Pro Bowler, one of the great players in this franchise's history, moved over to Philadelphia after that. He knows what toughness looks like on the defensive side.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't care how good you are as a quarterback and receivers and throwing the football. If you are one-dimensional, the defense can make you one-dimensional. They have the advantage. This building saw that on Monday night when Michigan did that to Michael Penix Jr. in Washington in the same way.
35, Flacco evades, gets rid of it for Hunt. Couldn't shake the first tackle, and will be just shy of the first down as Desmond King goes down low.
The other thing this Houston defense made a dramatic improvement on in the game today compared to Christmas Eve, they didn't give up the big plays. I mean, there were a couple of nice pass plays in the early part of the game, but for the most part, they have kept Amari Cooper totally in check. 4 targets, 3 catches, only 49 yards. Njoku is the big receiver, 7 catches, 93 yards, but they still have stayed on top of these Cleveland receivers for the most part.
Third attempt on 4th down for this Cleveland offense. Flacco sidesteps, gets dropped by Njoku, and Houston will take back over with 9:22 to play here at NRG Stadium. Texans can do no wrong in this wild card matchup, the 4-5.
Honey, what is that?
They said that line again.
It's so easy.
Caveman.
Tina, don't. Haven't done a Geico in 20 years, and then this shows up. Mr. Caveman, we're writing to ask you to participate in the new Geico documentary.
Remember they helped insure the house, my rings, your dogs?
They turned me into a punchline.
Geico. It's so easy, you know. Chipotle's carne asada is back. It's our most tender cuts of steak, grilled and seasoned with cumin, oregano, and coriander. Finished with fresh lime and hand-chopped cilantro. Carne asada. This is our best steak ever.
Whoa, the new iPhone 15. With that amazing camera, I'll be sharing pics from the slope. You do not want to see yourself skiing. You look like a marshmallow.
Join T-Mobile and get 4 new iPhone 15s on us and 4 lines of unlimited for $25 a month.
When migraine strikes, you're faced with a choice. Ride it out with the trade-offs of treating, or push through the pain and symptoms. With Ubrelvy, there's another option. One dose works fast to eliminate migraine pain. Treated anytime, anywhere, without worrying where you are or if it's too late.
Do not take withdrawing CYP3A4 inhibitors. Allergic reactions to Ubrelvy can happen. Most common side effects are nausea and sleepiness.
Migraine pain relief starts with you. Ask about Ubrelvy. Learn how AbbVie can help you sing.
This is a real court, no matter what Yelp says.
Tuesday. Spend the night.
Strap in, baby.
With family.
I'm not in favor of lying. Lying is what parents need to do sometimes to build trust.
Night Court and Extended Family. Tuesday on NBC and Peacock. Super Wild Card Weekend, where history is made. Now, for the first time ever, a playoff game will stream only on Peacock. Dolphins, Chiefs. Sign up now and witness history. Coming up after us, exclusively on Peacock, a QB matchup that a lot of people are looking forward to. Patrick Mahomes, Tua Tagovailoa, two of the best in the NFL this past season, both over 4,000 yards. But when you look at Kansas City tonight, it's not going to be easy to throw it. -4, real field, -23, wind, 13 miles per hour. That 3-6 matchup in the AFC. Meanwhile, C.J. Stroud off on the sideline. Davis Mills is in the game at quarterback. And off for Dameon Pierce, who gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe gains a yard. Tom, you know something about playing in the cold weather in Kansas City, don't you? Yeah, the weather can be kind of extreme there at times. I remember this one very well. Blizzard-like conditions, and I'll tell you one thing, it was a whole lot warmer actually being out there playing than it was standing on the sideline watching. Sure. Stephon Diggs with a big game. The Broncos were already going to playoffs. We were not. But it was a fun game to be a part of. But there weren't very many people there because of that weather. It was -19 wind chill. Yeah. Do you still wake up in a cold sweat some days at like 2:30 in the morning? Oh my gosh. It was cold. How about Tyreek running out there with the short sleeves? He's trying to play in a mental game saying, hey, I'm not playing Kansas City. This isn't that cold. That's got to be hard. I feel like you go from that weather, you're comfortable in that weather, sure, and then you go to Miami for 2 years, you get comfortable with the heat, you feel good, and then you go back to the cold. It feels a little worse than it did before, for whatever reason. Don't they say that your blood gets thinner? That's what I've heard. Is that scientifically proven or true? Or you're asking the worst scientist on the planet, but I have heard that as a fact. Right now, Joe Flacco replaying in his head throughout this game, decisions made. Well is in there on the 3rd and 9 with Mills, who's been great in the QB room, along with Case Keenum and C.J. Stroud. Mills fires, caught by Mechie, sheds one, couldn't shed the second, and it's 4th down. Yeah, it was really cool to hear C.J. Stroud talk about both of his quarterbacks, Case Keenum and Davis Mills. He said he knows how difficult it is for Davis Mills because he still wants to play. And Joe Flacco was telling us how tough of a spot that is to be a backup quarterback in the NFL because it saps your confidence in a lot of ways. But Keenum in particular has been the veteran presence, and Mills has been willing to talk to Stroud on the sideline. Hey, 2 minutes here, 2 timeouts. This is what you should be thinking about. Stroud's been very thankful to have both. Yeah, very cool. They do a weekly quarterback's dinner where they all go out. And of course, those two guys are married. CJ's single. He says he normally comes by himself, but he just likes hanging out with them. And they don't talk about football when they have their QB dinners. No, but it was great because we said, are the significant others putting some pressure on you to be bringing somebody? And he goes, yes, absolutely. I'm in no rush. I keep telling them, I'm 22. I got plenty of time.
Houston will take the delay of game with 7:04 to play. Give themselves a little bit more room on this punt from Cameron Johnston.
My guess is he wouldn't have too much trouble finding a date here in the city of Houston.
I'd agree.
To go to the quarterback dinner. What is it, the fourth most populous state in the Union? And the
Populous city, I believe, yes.
populous city in the United States?
That's at least what I've been told.
Yeah.
Johnston gets it away. Directional kick. Crochet will let it bounce and into the end zone. They were there, just could not quite keep it out of the goal line. Houston in complete control at home.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What's the sandwich names?
Oh, they're just nods to my time in the Army.
Oh, but what's the Steven named after?
Stephen is from Navy Federal Credit Union. They've been helping with my finances since I enlisted. You want another Steven?
Keep them going.
Okay.
Maybe someday I could get a sandwich named after me. No.
Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
If AI is the Wild West, does that make data the new gold? Huh.
File 100% free with TurboTax Free Edition. Roughly 37% of taxpayers qualify. Form 1040 and limited credits only. See how at TurboTax.com. That's me.
Right now, get a free footlong at Subway. Like the new Daily Heroes. Buy one footlong in the app, get one free.
It's a pretty good deal.
Kinda like me. Order in the Subway app today.
When my doctor gave me Breasttree for my COPD, things changed for me. Breasttree gave me better breathing, symptom improvement, and reduced flare-ups.
Breasttree won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breasttree more than prescribed. Breasttree may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about Breasttree.
America's Got Talent is back with a twist. For the first time ever, the judges go head-to-head. Whose dream team will win it all? AGT Fantasy League, Monday on NBC and Peacock. Final moments, these last couple of minutes in Houston. Fans feeling it. There's a lot of bright side right now for these Texan fans. You've got a rookie quarterback who, in all likelihood, is going to take home Offensive Rookie of the Year. You've got a rookie defensive end that has a chance to take home Defensive Rookie of the Year. And they continue to swarm on both ends. The complementary football is really what stood out today because it's a Houston team that's so well known for its explosive offense.
Yeah, and just much different than when these teams met a few weeks ago. Defensively, gave up so many big plays. They were not technique sound, fundamentally sound. Today, they were outstanding. Not only did they force turnovers, they totally stuffed the run. They tackled well, and they just made Cleveland have to earn absolutely everything they could get on offense.
Delayed handoff. Kareem Hunt up the middle, and he's got a first down. Longest rush of the day for Cleveland.
Let's take a look at our next gen stats powered by AWS. It's the pressure on Joe Flacco. D'Amico Ryan said we've got to hit the quarterback more. We've got to make him more uncomfortable. He had a clean pocket the last time we played, and he ripped us to shreds. Today they got there, they had 3 sacks, they had 2 pick sixes, and they just made life much more miserable for Joe Flacco than they did a few weeks ago.
And he had no time to throw or set up a screen there as Heinisch applied the pressure on Flacco. Flacco had a really sparkling start to the game, has now struggled down the stretch. This second half has been completely lopsided in Houston's favor. And the 2 picks broken. Houston got the touchdown early in the fourth. And they have the 31-point lead, cruising to the finish line and booking their ticket to the division. But jump cut, nowhere to go. Still has been a remarkable season for Cleveland. First team since 1970 to make the playoffs without their week one starter at quarterback, running back, right tackle, left tackle. They've also lost both their safeties to IR. Kevin Stefanski has done a wonderful job keeping this team focused, keeping the belief of this team at an all-time high.
I talked to a couple of the assistant coaches on the field before the game and about Kevin Stefanski, and they just said he's just so even keel. He's just the same every single day, and I think that consistency is what enabled them or helped them to be able to overcome all the obstacles and adversity that they had this year.
Oh, what a throw and catch. David Bell coming back to the ball. So Cleveland will stay out there. Final 5 minutes here, and C.J. Stroud is 5 minutes away from becoming the youngest starting quarterback to win a playoff game. You see, he's got that number 7. Well, the guy he's going to pass is Michael Vick, one of the famous number 7s, and that was C.J. Stroud's hero.
This guy, right?
Somebody who he's actually communicated a lot with since getting into the league, and he asked him, really, the main piece of advice is that he always feels like he's been looked at in the wrong way because maybe of his hair, or how he looked, how he acted. And Michael Vick's main piece of advice to C.J. Stroud was, promise me you will always just be who you are. Don't try to be anybody else. Don't try to conform to what other people think you should be. Just be the person that I know you are. And the other thing I found fascinating was what D'Amico Ryans told us about when he signed with the Philadelphia Eagles. The first person to reach out to him was Michael Vick. And he said it was the easiest transition because it made him feel like a part of the team right away, a locker room guy right away. And he says C.J. Stroud has the same quality with all his teammates.
Yeah, you know, I mean, C.J. obviously has some swag. He's got some swagger to him. Nice throw right there on the slant, inside slant to Cooper. He's got swagger. He's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, but he is a genuinely nice guy. And there's a humility about him as well. And that's why I think the first day he walked into the locker room, he won that locker room over. And so, and then you put on top of that his ability to make plays and the things he's done during the course of the season. Man, it's ride or die with a guy like that, you know.
Will Anderson and C.J. Stroud. Stroud selected second, Anderson third. They got together before they got to the building and said, look, we're not going to go in all rah-rah. Let's observe a little bit. Let's be quiet. And let's earn the respect of the locker room. They did that very quickly this season as Ford gets tripped up in the backfield. Coming up on Peacock exclusively, Taylor Swift. She's going to brave the elements. Now, she'll probably be in the indoors in a nice suite, but you can see the breath is very apparent. And the Dolphins, technically in water. Fans are still there, ready to go. Dolphins and Chiefs on Peacock. Flacco over the side for Bryant. It's inside the 40. Boyd trying to jar that ball loose. Angelo Ross was the one to make first contact.
I love that. You still see the Browns players running over to help pick guys up off the ground. That's a big thing about their offense. Alex Van Pelt, their offensive coordinator, said, look, we reward that attitude of going to pick up your players. And whoever does it the most during the week gets a little toy pickup truck from Coach Van Pelt.
They love it.
It's a big deal to those guys.
David Njoku has been someone who's earned that toy pickup truck quite often this season. Is really embraced the pick up your teammate. We see Akins and Moore go over there to Ford. As we hit the 2-minute warning here in Houston, it'll be fourth down for Cleveland when we come back. And the Texans knock on the door of the division.
Have you ever wondered what an icon, a legend, a legacy, a pop star, and a tight end all have in common? They all got this season's updated COVID-19 shot to help better protect them against recent variants. Got it. Got yours?
New Year's is kind of my thing, so I know keeping resolutions can be tough. Like this. Sweetie! Or this.
It's you.
Is it? Odds are you're probably just about to bail because it's that time of year. But a Walmart Plus membership can save your resolutions with free delivery for party hosting, gas savings for road tripping, video streaming for me time, plus so much more. Drama. Whatever your resolution, save it with a Walmart Plus membership.
Sorry, Sue, I can't get the Wi-Fi. We got rid of cable internet. Rising prices, equipment charges. Okay, that's a bit dramatic. A better plan is Verizon Home Internet.
Switch to Verizon Home Internet. Plans start at just $35 per month. Now with a 5-year price guarantee. Only on Verizon.
I've been shaking, I love it when you go crazy. You take all my inhibition. Baby, there's nothing holding me back.
Applebee's All You Can Eat is back for just $14.99.
In 44% of games, the winning team came back in the fourth quarter. And 24% of games were decided by 3 points or fewer.
Here's the snap, and it is good. A heartbreaking defeat.
This game is unpredictable. And unbelievable happens. So, if you bet, set limits. Never chase your losses. And only bet when you can afford to lose. Learn more at responsibleplay.org.
Super Wild Card Weekend, where history is made. Now, for the first time ever, a playoff game will stream only on Peacock. Dolphins, Chiefs. Sign up now and witness history.
Hasn't been done a whole lot, but teams to win a postseason game with a rookie quarterback and a rookie head coach 3 times. One of them, Joe Flacco and John Harbaugh in 2008. Of course, that 2009 Jets team also going to the AFC Championship, and Flacco gets crushed. Once again, another sack for this Houston defense. Barnett a little bit slow to get up. He'll be helped up by his teammates.
You know what's interesting about that last graphic we put up as we watch a replay of this sack? Another big-time play by Derek Barnett. This time working on the left tackle or the right tackle again. Bobby Waterfield, the quarterback on that Rams team, that was the Cleveland Rams.
Right.
And the next year they moved to L.A. He eventually became a Hall of Fame quarterback, but the year that that graphic was representing, they were playing in Cleveland.
Victory formation for Davis Mills and the Houston Texans. Those who stay in the building will watch the celebration. C.J. Stroud, D'Amico Ryans, this blend of youth and veteran presence has just put the football world on notice once again. Two more kneel downs will do it. What a season it was for Cleveland, 11-6. Making the playoffs for just the second time in quite some time. The last 2 decades. I mean, in 2020, making it this year. Kevin Stefanski still very much at the top of the list as a Coach of the Year candidate for what he did through the injuries, through the hardship with his team. But it will come to a close here in Houston at the hands of a major momentum Texan team. One final kneel down. The Texan train rolls on, and the story of Stroud is just beginning. Houston dominant, 45-14, and they're on to the divisional. Complete culture shift. D'Amico Ryans comes in, and year 1, he has made magic for the team that he had so much pride playing for to start his NFL career.
Again, you think about those young building blocks he has. C.J. Stroud, Ohio State. Will Anderson Jr., Christian Harris, Alabama. Derek Stingley Jr., LSU. All came from highly successful, big-time national programs in college football. And they were saying, why can't we come and do the same thing in the NFL?
And they did it at the highest of levels, 45-14. Let's go down. Catherine with one of the defensive stars of today's game.
Yes, with Christian Harris. Christian, sack and a pick six for you, the second of the game for you guys. What were you able to read so well with that offense across the field?
I think just coming in, trying to do our job, stay focused. Not trying to make this moment much bigger than what it is. Do what we've been doing all year. And I think, the plays just came up and we made opportunities.
Take me through that pick six and what you saw specifically.
Just trying to do my job. Opportunity presented itself a couple weeks ago. I dropped it, so it was the same situation. Just had to make the opportunity.
When you see the performance that your quarterback C.J. Stroud is having on the other side, what exactly does that do for you guys defensively?
I think it instills a lot of confidence in us. He's a God-fearing man as well, so to see him go out there, keep his composure, it kind of instills faith in everybody else as well. So that's it.
And finally, so much is made of the culture of this team and how you guys have been able to get to this point in the postseason. What is it that D'Amico Ryans has been doing with this group to let you guys buy into that?
D'Amico's a great coach. He's been helping us every single way possible, in and out. And I think, just keeping our faith, believing. I think us just believing in ourselves, everybody in that locker room, we have everything we need.
Christian, thanks so much. Noah?
Great stuff, KT. Now we're going to send it back to Ahmed in the studio for Football Night in America, presented by Chevrolet, after the Texans get the big win and move on to the divisional.
Thank you, Noah, Chris Sims, Evan McCourty, Ahmed Fareed. What in the world did we just see right there? Complete domination. The Houston Texans, 45 points, the most points the Browns have given up all year. Not all on the defense there, but what'd you think of it?
Well, I think you got to start with the quarterback, C.J. Stroud, right? One of the greatest rookie seasons we've ever seen from a quarterback ever have continues. Best defense in football. Him shredding them apart today with Bobby Sloak, the offensive coordinator for the Houston Texans. Kudos to them for a great game plan.
And I think Christian Harris hit it. Him just being back gave confidence, instilled faith, belief in the whole team. And I thought that defense stepped up. I know Amari Cooper wasn't 100% healthy, but they took him out of the game. They got after Joe Flacco, put that pressure.
Made Flacco throw it too much.
I tell you before the game.
What do you even say? C.J. Stroud, 157.2 passer rating. Just 1.1 away from being perfect. So almost completely perfect for the rookie quarterback right there. We are also getting set for part 2 of a doubleheader. It's going to be a little chilly, just a little.
There's only ice on the seats, no big deal.
The negatives. Dolphins Chiefs exclusively streaming on Peacock. Yeah, that person's cold.
Right.
Use a credit card.
They can't see the game.
They got to get Taylor Swift's view better here. This is going to be trouble.
Welcome to Deal or No Deal Out. More adventures, anyone afraid of heights? More risk, no worry, they don't bite. It's that hard. Same question. Deal or no deal?
Deal or No Deal Out, February 26th, and special preview tonight on NBC. You are busy. There's a lot to focus on. We're here to help. KCRA 3 News at 11. Making clear the chaos of the day.
Let's got an update from Sacramento police.
In just 30 minutes. Precise forecast putting you one step ahead.
Those days you want to plan around the heat?
Impactful stories important to you.
Back here live, you can see northbound traffic.
And your community. Everything you need. So you can focus on what's important to you. KCRA 3 News at 11. Where the news comes first.
Bring in the new year with new furniture at American Furniture Galleries. Shop the New Year's sale for any room in your home and get tax included or 60 months of special financing also available. The best selection, all at unbeatable prices. With 4 massive showrooms, our in-stock furniture and mattresses are ready for fast delivery and convenient pickup. Get tax included or 60 months of special financing at the American Furniture Galleries New Year's sale. Elk Grove, Folsom, Sacramento, and Rancho Cordova.
Made for the calling. Made for endurance. Made for corners. And bumps. Made for action. And made for style. The official vehicle of Palisade style. Made for the mountain. Toyota. Let's go places.
If you're even thinking
thinking about replacing your old, outdated windows? Now's the time to take action. Right now, when you buy one window from Bell Brothers, you'll get the second one for 30% off. That's right. Buy one, get one for 30% off when you buy 5 or more windows. Doors qualify too. That's real savings. Up to $6,000. But you have to act now. We also have 0% financing available for qualified buyers. So call Bell Brothers today.
Michelle Tapper with sports on KCRA3 News at 11.
Welcome to Football Night in America, presented by Chevrolet.
Playoff game number 2, exclusively streaming on Peacock from Arrowhead Stadium, Kansas City, Missouri. We got the Dolphins. We've got the Kansas City Chiefs. Tua in his first ever playoff game. Probably never imagined a day quite this temperature, this cold. This is not the dream of playoffs he was thinking of. We'll be playing minus 23 degree weather. I'll make it a 4, but it just feels like 25. That makes a difference. And we know throwing the football, gripping the football on a night like this is not easy for the quarterback and the wide receivers. Conditions much better for C.J. Stroud inside that dome at NRG Stadium. He was awesome in this one, 16-21, and he spoke with Catherine Tappan after the game.
CJ, your first playoff game in your first NFL season and a record-setting performance for you. What does this moment mean?
First and foremost, I just want to give all glory and praise to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I mean, it's been amazing being in this city for as short as I've been, but the love that I've got. I've really just been doing it for Houston, man. People back home, I'm blessed enough to be in the position I am, and blessed enough to be playing at a high level right now, and we got to just keep it going, but I'm super blessed.
So many of your teammates contributed in this victory. How were you able to find so many targets?
Just the hard work we put in at practice. There's no me without my teammates, my O-line, my tight ends, my running backs, my receivers, my defense. We're going to put it together. When we play complimentary football, we're going to be hard to beat.
CJ, best of luck moving forward. Thanks so much.
Thank you. God bless.
C.J. Stroud was awesome. The debate for us on the pregame show was on the other quarterback, Joe Flacco. Should he be aggressive? Should he rein it in? He was aggressive out there, and it cost him a couple of times.
We had difference of opinions. I said, let Joe go. And early in the game, the defense didn't get stopped. I think that's like we got to score.
Right.
And Flacco was moving the ball early.
He was.
Right here, we talked about at halftime. Barnett, his second pressure was just free up there. I think Flacco's trying to throw this away. You will know more as a quarterback how you're trying to get rid of it, but he throws it up for grabs.
Throws it up for grabs, pick 6. The game was never the same. They were
Oops, this is a big deal. Yeah, weather scared us for a moment.
bundled up. Not Rodney. But no. Yeah, that's exactly right. Rodney made a great point about the field being frozen even after the tarp came up. But you can look right now. It's still rock solid. This field is a little sheet of ice, even though they do have a heating system.
When we talked about the ice being on this side of the field about an hour ago, we come back out, the ground is actually a lot softer, Coach.
It is better. I'll tell you what, that heating system has worked, and the wind has died down. It feels better than it did an hour.
But you know what I'm excited about? I'm excited. The Dolphins were out on the field first. They wanted to send a message to the Kansas City Chiefs, said it's not too cold. We got a chance to talk to a couple players and coaches. They said the same thing. We're ready. Let's go.
And I just talked to Durham Smite about the field and about the playing surface. He said it actually looks worse than it is running around. His cleats were getting some traction in this grass.
And go ahead, go.
Every Dolphin player and coach we've talked to, we are ready to go. We're going to send a message to people. We're not a warm weather team. We're ready.
The conditions have actually improved. Earlier today it was snow. It was very windy. It seems pretty good. The ball's not moving a whole lot.
Isaiah Pacheco night, how do you see it?
Woo!
I think we'll be running game, and we've talked to both teams. They want to run the ball, but actually, when the wind died down, I think you're going to be able to throw it tonight.
Yeah, well, Miami Dolphins side, the same thing. We always talk about Coach Ike McDaniel being a great play caller. He's going to have to come up with some
shock people at the home of the defending champs?
They can, and I'll tell you what. I coached here back in the 90s. Warren Moon from the Dome Houston Oilers came up and threw for 525 on us and torched us in a cold weather game like this. It all depends on how you play. It all depends on your mentality.
Well, you also look at their run game. They have a lot of motions, a lot of exotic things going in the run game. So they can have success running the football. The question is, will Coach Mike McDaniel, will he commit to running the football?
And Rodney, you know, as a defensive player, you always think we can get some takeaways to turn this game around. We got to be aggressive, see if they're going to handle the ball well in this cold weather.
Yeah, ball security is going to be huge on special teams, punch outs, running backs holding the ball. It should be fun.
This is what playoff football's all about. I'm looking at the sign right here that says, I wish it were colder. The fans are having some fun with this thing, too, as we send it back in time in Missouri.
I don't think those three guys there wish it was colder, but his hand's better than it was earlier. You see some bare arms here, too. I mean, just like, is that it, Chris, as a quarterback playing these kind of conditions? Is it ball security, ball security, ball security? Ball security, certainly. The ball is different, right? We talked about this a little bit before we came on air. The ball is very hard. It's slick. It's hard to get moisture as far as a quarterback in your hand to go, oh, wait, I feel real good gripping this football and I can control it the way I can, let alone we know catching the ball as a receiver. The ball is like a rock on nights like this. So there is a little bit of a getting used to period early on in the football game.
You want to keep your hands warm and your feet warm. That's how you can get your footing on the ground, dig your cleats in, catching the ball like Cindy said. But I'm interested to see, Kansas City's not talking about we're ready to go, we don't care about the goal. This is what they do, Miami.
Right.
Sometimes we force to keep talking.
It's a lot of talk.
We're good,
Yeah.
we're good. We'll see first quarter starts, what they look like. Are they running, are they hitting? That's what it comes down. It can tell me anything. We're about to watch it coming up fast.
Kansas City lives in this, right? So this is nothing to them. They're used to this. I know it's a little colder than normal. Also, Mahomes and the elements, I don't care what element it is. He's got the best arm on the field always, unless he's maybe playing Josh Allen. We were there at a Blizzard game a few years ago, and I went, let me go down to the other side of the field and see Mahomes throw the ball in snow with the Blizzard. I had to wipe my eyes because the ball was spinning so perfectly, and he was cutting the ball through the wind so easily. It was almost like an optical illusion. I don't think he'll have problems with this.
2019.
You saw it. I was out there when he was throwing the ball out of laser.
So I seen him right up in person. He'll throw the ball, no problem. And look, these guys are ready to go. The breath. I love when you see the breath in the air.
It's football.
You think they'll let me get off there right now?
Would you go sleepless or would you go sleeves? What would you do?
I would go sleep. Four sleeps.
You said that they told you to. You can answer your choice. They told you to do that. There they are, running off the field. Says God says bye to the wife. He's ready to go. This guy's one of the greatest leaders in sport. We know that. He'll be ready to go. And I'm interested with the Dolphins, too. Like Devin said, it's a lot of talk. It's one thing to go out there and play. Hey, we know Tua had a great year. He's not known for his arm strength, right? I'm excited or intrigued to see what he looks like in these elements. Can he throw the ball down the field effectively to Tyreek Hill through some of the cold and wind that he'll have to deal with tonight?
And the injuries on defense. They're playing with some new guys that are going to be out there on the edge. This game gets going, you give up some plays. You got to stay locked in, not just warm. You got to stay locked into the game, the good, the bad. You talked about it before we started today. It's one play at a time. Let's not get too far ahead of yourself. And this Dolphins team will be out there with some new guys that you don't have that trust. You don't have the repetitions. You don't have the reps with them. So you got to really say, hey, I got your back. Keep reminding each other. Because this can be a tough, beginning to a game when you're trying to get acclimated to not just the weather, but to the game, playoff football, and on the road. So
that's right, yeah. And there's Miami. Look, they're excited. They certainly are. They're putting on a good, face so far, acting like it's not bothering them. I hope that's the case. I'm expecting it to be a lot like we saw the first time around. Some sort of a defensive struggle. I'm not expecting high points tonight, right? And hey, like we saw in the last game, sometimes I look at games like this and go, the team that lost the first matchup has the advantage because they're going, we can't play the same way we did the first time. We have to change it. The team that won the first matchup, they're going, wait, we did really good. We dominated the first time. Let's just stick with what we did. And that usually is advantage to the team that lost in the first matchup. And of course, the psychology plays in their favor too, because you're scared. We lost to them once. Can we beat them? And that often favors the team that lost that first. It wasn't like the Chiefs dominated them last time, so maybe that goes in their favor.
It's funny as we were watching this and they were showing the coaches, you see the coaches all bundled up. And last week, Jason Garrett talked about it. He said, as a coach, I would say, I can't throw on the big coat. So I would just put on layers and then put a hoodie on because I wanted my players to look at me and see, hey, you want to give guys that confidence. As you watch, you see some people bundle up, some coaches have on hoodies. It's a mixed bag of all different things. But I think as a player, the most important thing you can do is be ready to play football.
Yeah.
Whether that's being no sleeves, whether that's being 4 sleeves, however you need to get ready to go. No one cares if you look tough. They care about, do you play tough-nosed football? What's the whistle for?
Right.
And that Coach Belichick is telling us all the time, be ready to play football. I don't care about anything else, so that's going to be important tonight for Miami.
You can stay warm on nights like this to a degree, right? And especially if you're playing. If you're sitting on the bench and you're backup, you're freezing. And that's just what you're going to deal with. They are heated. They are heated. But
Yeah, they're not for everybody.
they're all different the players that are playing. But you do come off the field, and if you approach it the right way, the adrenaline running around, you will get a little sweat. As soon as you get off the sidelines, what did you used to do? I used to throw on the big coat right away, trapped in that heat a little bit, go sit on the bench, and you can make it manageable between that, the adrenaline, and everything throughout the game.
Both teams time to get warm, at least for a little bit. Racing off the field. Time for Barry's Bet, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Matthew, your first Barry's Bet, and Joku receptions that hit. Your 3-play still alive. What do you got for us tonight?
Yeah, I mean, we're running hot, and you know what? So the first 2 legs in the 3-play earlier, and Joe threw over the receiving yards and Flacco threw an interception. So hopefully the Chiefs win tonight, and that'll cash that 3-play. My Barry's Bet for tonight is from Tyreek Hill. Now, the most receiving yards in the game. Tyreek has been the leading receiver in 40% of his games this year. And not only do I think he's going to be the leading receiver, so does DraftKings. His yards prop on DraftKings is 20 yards higher than every other receiver. It's at -115. Tyreek should be a much bigger favorite in this market. So, yeah, that's my Barry's Bet. Tyreek Hill has the most receiving yards in this game. A reminder, this season on DraftKings Sportsbook, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets. All you gotta do is download the app. Use the promo code SNF when you sign up. Ahmed, back to you.
All right, thank you, Matthew. Good luck the rest of the way here. This is going to be setting up to be an all-time visually appealing playoff game.
Oh, this is like Devin said, this is playoff football right here. Cold, frozen field, the breath coming out of the helmets is awesome.
Plenty more from KC coming up.
The Chevy Silverado. With available Super Cruise connected by OnStar. Only Super Cruise lets you drive hands-free and tow hands-free. It'll help you get through the adventure energized. And it'll help drive you home.
For just $14.99.
Hey, look at this. What? Saved nearly $750. With that kind of money, we could fly south. Except we don't migrate. No, I'm talking actually fly. Sit back, relax, maybe work on my novel, and I won't forget the little birds out there. Actually, yes I will. Wow, money changed you. Just keeping it real. Do people still say that?
Switch to Progressive and you can save hundreds to spend on whatever you dream of.
Hotels.com app to find your perfect somewhere.
File 100% free with TurboTax Free Edition. Roughly 37% of taxpayers qualify. Form 1040 and limited credits only. See how at TurboTax.com.
That's me.
Well, I was on my regular route when I find this. Bring rings to beach wedding.
FedEx presents Tall Tales of True Deliveries.
So I grabbed the rings and hustled down the beach.
Who has the rings?
I do. I do. Okay, city
do for your business. FedEx.
Now for just $1.99, enjoy the Sonic quarter-pound double cheeseburger. Because we value value just as much as we value tasty burgers, we decided to shrink the price of this melty fan favorite. In finance, they call that one heck of a deal. $1.99 Sonic quarter-pound double cheeseburger.
At Target, try fast and free drive up. Try fast and always free drive up at Target.
You bring your dolls to school at night and times are changing.
Well, remember this day.
Let's go.
Spanish language audio provided by Telemundo Deportes, or watch tonight's game in Spanish on Peacock.
It's about showing up for your teammates. We work all season for this. There was nothing else taking me out of that game. Just not only on the field and how I play, but how I push these guys to be great every single day. I get everybody ready to roll. You try to take in those moments, and it's a feeling that you want to get back to.
So Patrick Mahomes is 11-3 in the postseason. There he was earlier getting set. His Chiefs looking to become the first team to repeat as Super Bowl champions since Hot Rod Rodney Harrison 20 years ago. One of the coldest games ever played on this grass. It could be time for Isaiah Pacheco to become the star again.
Usually when you play the Chiefs, you want to stop Patrick Mahomes, but tonight I think the Dolphins' focus needs to be stopping Isaiah Pacheco. He is a horse, he's strong, and this is the type of night you got to rely on those running backs. I expect Pacheco to get 20 carries tonight.
I'm looking at big defensive tackle Christian Wilkins, and he's that best defensive player, and I love the energy and emotion that he plays with. Very passionate guy. He's going to have to make a couple game-changing plays in the middle of the defense, put pressure on Patrick Mahomes directly in his face, and change the course of the game.
Short sleeves, too, not intimidated by the cold, not respected.
There's more short sleeves there. Nick Bolton, he is a fast linebacker, and that is going to be important tonight. Miami has a lot of speed on offense, but the Chiefs linebackers and secondary, they're very fast, very physical. Nick Bolton, critical tonight.
I'm looking at running back Devon Achane. He didn't play in the first game, but this kid has a different type of speed. Tough facing both him and Raheem Mostert. He's healthy. He said he's ready to go, and he was fired up, guys.
And Achane, he has flashed in his rookie year, but he only carried the ball twice in the second half last week in the loss to Buffalo. You got to imagine that's not enough. Get those numbers up, Coach.
I talked to Miami running back coach Eric Studersville, and he said that to me. We have to run the ball more tonight. And one thing he said, we've got our two backs back healthy for the first time in a long time, Achane and Mostert. And they can run, they can be physical, and they can hit it quick. And this is what they've got to do.
Coach, I love Mostert because he's not afraid to run downhill in between the tackles. He's tough, he's got great vision, and Achane is a great switch up. But to have both those guys and be able to bounce back and forth, you got to know which guys in the game.
The Chiefs, they're very fast on defense, but this is what you have to do. Go right at them, run it inside, and I expect to see Miami.
And we really haven't seen an exotic run game like this with all the different types of motions and things like that.
Can you imagine what that first hit's going to feel like? My goodness. Kick off those guys running down that.
You're not 51 years old.
I'm with you. Let's send it back in to Tom and the crew.
I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it. Andy Reid has coached 441 games in the NFL. I'm guessing this is probably the coldest. I don't remember one being any colder than this. He seems comfortable, though. You can see right there. He's got no problem with it. Not at all, right? All right. But you know what? One guy doesn't want to talk about the cold? Andy Reid from earlier in the week.
Just say, get ready for the game. Let's do that. I don't really care what goes on out here. Try to have a snowball fight.
Because there's not enough snow out there. There's ice. You can't do a snowball fight.
I love the old school coaches. They're like, tell me about the football. Ask me a question about Ask me about Tua. Ask me about their defense. Don't ask me about the weather. I don't care about that.
Yeah, he's trying to send a message to his team. Like, we're not worried about the weather tonight. We got nothing to worry about. Right. Let's talk about the run games here. The guys talked about it. Like, of all the players in this game that seem built for a physical game in the cold, Isaiah Pacheco seems like the guy.
You know why? He's from Rutgers. So they make it really tough up there. But I think they talk about Pacheco. Everyone talks about the style that he runs. He runs hard. He runs downhill. He gets up fast. But I think it's the way they use him. They can hand the ball off to him where he can in between the tackles, run through people. But what's really good is he can run away from defenders. He's not just a guy that's on there and run with his head down. And then they can put him in a pass game.
Right.
Cincinnati, they overplay the outside. He turns back. Middle's wide open. As much as Kansas City can, feed Pacheco today.
Yes, feed Pacheco. They're going to get some man-to-man opportunities. Miami's had issues in man-to-man. They can cover pretty well, but they mess up sometimes on who to pass off to who. Do I stay on my guy? We've seen that a few times over the last month, and I think Kansas City will certainly try them in that department here early on.
We watched against Baltimore with some of the motions and stuff. They just drop guys. He can't do that in the playoffs.
No, he can't do that against Patrick Mahomes. He'll find that open guy. Have a little bit of a fog problem early in the game for him. How about Travis Kelce? Because another guy that you would think of in this kind of game, possession receiver, Patrick Mahomes dancing around could have a huge one. Yeah, well, he's always Mahomes' best buddy, right? We know that. And then Mahomes, as much as he likes to buy time, hang in the pocket, Kelce is the master of let me find the soft spot to help my quarterback out when he's scrambling around, scramble drill, and that's where he becomes tough to defend. He's tough enough to defend in the normal aspect of the play. It's the extra seconds Mahomes buys, and then what happens with Kelce after that.
And then remember, as you get older as a player, it's hard week in and week out to show up. Kelce had last week off, so now he comes into this game kind of coming off a bye week for him. So he should be fresh, he should be ready to go, and now it sets up, hey, let's just go make our playoff run. Travis, we need you to play in these next few games, then hopefully if we get to where we want, we'll get another bye week and we'll get to play to try to get back-to-back Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, and I think the other thing there, look at, first off, I think this call. When you're Travis, I guess when you're Travis Kelce and you date Taylor Swift, she can call Nike and just go, make me a jacket, and then they get that on it.
It's good. Look, you just say Nike, we see the check. That's
we solved it.
Nike.
Yeah, sign the check, please. Don't expect, right, to our viewers out there to turn on the Kansas City Chiefs and see the Chiefs offense we saw in the last 5-6 years, right? This has been an ugly offense. They need to embrace the ugliness is kind of what we've been saying over the last month. Run the ball, right? Be a little more conservative. We know they've had drop issues and people getting open issues down the football field. So I think I'm interested to see if they can kind of play that style of football tonight here throughout the playoffs.
I love when the quarterbacks basically say rely on your defense. I love when they do that.
Right? Music to your ears. My ego's not too big. I know when the defense is going to come in. Over on the other side of the ball here, you got the Miami Dolphins. It seems like for their speed team, it doesn't seem like they're built for the physical ice bowl, go through your running attack. But they are a pretty good running team, Devin.
Yeah, and they've done that all season. We've turned on the games and watched and say, man, they're running the ball really well.
Right.
Just talked about it. Last week against Buffalo, H.M. only 2 carries in the second half. Just keep running the ball. But I think it's hard to do that, especially, we talked about this before. When they say the 2 high safeties, they run the pitch play, H.A. gets it. There's a lot of space. There's no extra safety in the box. We have space to get to the second level, and Miami feels really comfortable running the ball. But now you got to throw it sometimes against too high, too.
You do, and then that's where we're going to see if Tua can throw it through the elements. But as we talked about earlier on today, right, 2 deep, Dolphins have an issue throwing the football. 1 deep, they can throw the ball, but they can't run it. You'll see here, again, it's the extra guy in the box, just like Devin talked about, and they're not quite physical enough, have enough road graders up front to where they can just run on any look quite yet. But here we go, single safety. Wow, there's all this room. You want to bump and run, Tyreek Hill, some of these fast wide receivers. This is where they can make you pay. And again, we talked about, hey, this isn't the environment or conducive to Miami. One missed Tyreek Hill jam off the line of scrimmage, and it's off to the races. And this could be, very interesting and tough for Kansas City.
And we talked about it before. When you play that game and Kansas City won, they're going to go back to naturally doing some of those things that work. So he talks about getting Tyreek Hill space, getting Waddle space, being aggressive. Miami now has to say, after we watch that film, we have to take advantage. If they decide to come out and do this and play play us man-to-man. We got to be able to get by them, bring the ball down the field, and create big plays.
How much can they disguise, Devin, to where the Dolphins may not know, even if they do the dummy snap and some stuff like that?
I think we'll see a good amount of that. If you turn on the Cincinnati game with Kansas City, they disguise some of those cover two looks, play some man, blitzed a little bit out of the cover two with Reed. They do different things. I think that's where Spagnuolo comes in and why he's such a good coordinator. He knows how to pair defenses together, different looks. You might think it's this, and then it goes to something new, and it confuses you. So Tua has to be really smart today.
No question. Spags, he'll take some tactical gambles on the defensive side of the ball every now and then. I think he knows you got to do that with this great offense that he's facing there. And the first time around, there was two things that really jumped out to me that they took away from the Miami offense. The screens, all the wide receiver screens, get the ball to Tyreek, get the ball to Waddle, they run up the field and get 15 or 20 yards. They didn't let that happen, and they were very good against the toss out on the edge, Raheem Mostert. They did not let that ever get going. I would think Miami is going to want to have some sort of element like that in their offense tonight that they can lean on.
And I asked you this before, too. With Tua, it's a quick release, gets the ball out real quick. Is that harder when it's negative 20, or feels like it at least?
At least getting that initial grip could be harder, but they're so good at that stuff. I don't think they're going to have a problem. We heard the guys already. It's not as bad as I think we thought it might be, so maybe they'll be able to throw the ball more effectively.
All right, another reminder for you, this game streaming exclusively on Peacock. You will not see it on NBC. You will see the rest of the playoff schedule right now. We got Dolphins and Chiefs. That finishes up tonight. We got two games tomorrow. You got the Packers and Cowboys, followed by the Rams and the Lions, the Matt Stafford Bowl.
Or the Golf Bowl. Or the Ahmed Fareed, I'm a fan of the Lions Bowl, an objective journal.
On NBC coming up tomorrow. Steelers and Bills, that was postponed from Sunday. They're going to play that one Monday now because of all the snow they've gotten there and the weather. And then you got Eagles and Bucks finishing up in the wild card round. You don't believe me that there was snow? And, oh my gosh, we got visual evidence to just show you. So this is a tweet from the Buffalo Bills. I mean, it looks like they're in Lake Erie right now, to be honest with you.
It does. I mean, that looks like the North Pole. If you told me that's the North Pole and we're going to play there tomorrow, I'd be all, okay, well, we would play. Exactly.
I think that's the tarp moving. I think it is. Water, but we cannot be sure here.
I don't want to be there. That's one thing I do know.
All right, we're getting ready for our game in KC. There it is, the high-up shots. I called it the visually appealing playoff game. You can only see it on Peacock, $5.99. Great deal. Unbiased, but it's great.
Football Night in America, presented by Chevrolet. Today's wildcard coverage is brought to you by Verizon. Go to Verizon today to get a free 5G phone. Verizon, a better plan to save. For the first time, the judges face off. ABT Fantasy League, Monday.
This is a real court, no matter what Yelp says.
Tuesday, spend the night.
Strap in, baby.
With family.
I'm not in favor of lying. Lying is what parents need to do sometimes to build trust.
Night Court and Extended Family, Tuesday on NBC and Peacock.
Ford Explorer, available with push-button fold-flat third row and seating for up to 7. Because when we are unidos, we are stronger. Get a 2023 Ford Explorer with 1.9% APR for 60 months plus $750 open bonus cash.
Prepare for the new year by shopping the Living Spaces New Year's clearance event, where you'll save big and get free shipping on in-stock collections for every room. Lounge in style with sofas starting at $350, entertainment dining sets starting at $250, and retreat to queen beds starting at $150. Plus, get special financing for 60 months on any purchase with your good credit. Shop a variety of incredible deals and prepare for an epic home makeover at the New Year's clearance event, only at Living Spaces. Living Spaces! Now open in Roseville and Manteca.
Is it possible to be more capable and more practical? Be able to perform and here, make a statement while barely making a sound, and command a road as well as what lies ahead. How we get there matters. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Right now with Papa Murphy's, we've got a great deal.
Which means I make more great pizza.
It's not an I thing, Dad. It's a we thing.
Yeah, but I ordered it online. I did the taking. I did the baking.
There's no I in T money. There is an I in pizza.
Right
now, get a large 2-topping take and bake pizza for just $10.99. Papa Murphy's. We make great pizza, so you can make the pizza great.
Such a great deal.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Get 2.9% APR for 60 months, plus $1,500 low APR cash on a Ford F-150.
Watch KCRA 3 News, weekend nights at 11. Where the news comes first. This is KCRA 3 News at 6.
Winter weather is impacting Northern California today. The latest on conditions along I-80 and Highway 50. Winter weather is also being felt across the country. The impact it's having on candidates ahead of the Iowa caucuses. The community gathering to remember the life of a 10-year-old who was shot and killed in Sacramento County. The emotional message from his family. And parents are voicing their concerns about a proposed bill that could ban youth football, why they're against the idea. Wet weather has returned to Northern California. In the Sierra, you can see rain is falling. This is a live look at Highway 50 near Myers. You see those raindrops hitting the camera there. And on Interstate 80 at Donner Summit, snow on the side of the roads, but the roads themselves are actually decently clear. As of the latest update, there are no chain controls on either Highway 50 or I-80, but that could change later this evening. Thank you so much for joining us at 5. I'm Brittany Hope. It's also been raining today in the valley. We did see some people in Sacramento who were breaking out their umbrellas for that walk earlier today. Definitely some splashback on the roads as well. We are tracking all of the wet weather for you moving across our region. We have live team coverage. KCRA 3's Michelle Van Doer is on the ground in Nyack along Interstate 80. KCRA 3's Catalina Estrada is in Live Tracker 3, focusing on driving conditions along I-80. And Chief Meteorologist Mark Finan is tracking your forecast. First, Mark, let's start with you.
So it's been an interesting day. We had a little bit of rain this morning. It has tapered off. And when that wave of rain went through this morning, it turned into snow. And we were seeing snow down around 4,000, 4,500 feet. But as we've gone through the afternoon, that snow really tapered off. And within the last hour, as you just heard, chain controls were lifted on 80 and 50, and it's been getting warmer in the Sierra too. It is currently raining at lake level, and yeah, no chain controls. So what we're going to see over the next couple of hours are some light showers around Sacramento, Stockton, Modesto, just the occasional very light rain. It just keeps the roads wet and that sort of thing. Let's head up Highway 50 because Pollock Pines will be getting rain all day. And while you see snow here on Doppler radar, it's actually more of maybe a rain-snow mix. And I can show you the way it looks at Phillips right now. So this is the entrance to Sierra at Tahoe. And as you can see, there is some light snow on that road. But again, there are no chain controls right now on Highway 50. And the same is true on Interstate 80. And while we do see a rain-snow mix up here, we don't have chain controls now. That'll likely change over the next couple of hours. I do think we'll get back into chain control later on tonight. Because if you look back to the west, we're not done with the rain just yet. There is a band of rain that is moving through the area. Out ahead of it, the winds are starting to pick up, and this is what we'll be dealing with over the next couple of hours. So while we don't have much rain in the valley yet, we're not done with this system just yet. I'll tell you more about that in a few minutes.
Mark, thank you so much. Of course, this active weather is impacting the roads for travelers this long holiday weekend, especially tonight, like Mark was telling you. KCRA 3's Michelle Van Doer has been driving Interstate 80 this afternoon. Michelle stopped at Nyack to check out the conditions there. What's going on now, Michelle?
Hey, Brittany, I don't know if these are actually technical professional terms to use for the conditions we're experiencing, but can I say yucky, miserable, gross? That's really what's going on here. It's just this mix of rain and snow and soupy and foggy and just kind of a whole mix of just yuck, as I said. Now, taking a look right now, you know, as we said, there's no chain controls on Interstate 80 right now, but earlier today, Caltrans did have chain control requirements in place, and we did see a lot of people pulled over on I-80 to put on those chains, and that really made traffic slow down in those areas. But we talked to some seasoned snow drivers, and they say you always need to take it easy. The speed limit of 30 miles per hour maximum makes traveling slow for drivers.
I live an hour away, but I commute this every day. Yes, so I just got to work. Took me like 3 hours, but it's okay.
Locals like Jose Marin encourages drivers to take it slow.
30 means 30. If you got all-wheel drive, even if you have chains, I know that you're trying to get to your destination, but 30 means 30. Maybe even 25.
Many
people are making it a snow Saturday, like Charles Conway and his family. They made the trip to Nyack from Folsom so his daughter Ember can play in the snow for the first time.
We'll be in a couple hours and enjoy the snow coming down and on the ground, and it'll be a good time.
Conway says he doesn't mind driving in the snow after growing up in Alaska, but he also warns people need to mind that speed limit.
They're slippery and you gotta go slow, and a lot of people have the car, so the chains on, so they're gonna be mindful of the road and the slush in the road. So if you're careful, it's good.
There's plenty of snow to see in safe areas. Law enforcement says don't do this. We saw people running in front of traffic on the interstate to get a picture in the snow. Marin says you just need to be careful.
It's better to get there than to crash your car or God knows what else, So play it safe. 30 is the perfect. They post it for a reason, 30's 30, be safe. I mean, you got precious cargo in your cars,
Yeah, you really do. And again, we couldn't believe we saw those people running across traffic today just to get a photo on the median of that snow. So again, do not do that. It's very, very dangerous. Now, we're here, in Nyack at the snow park, and once it started raining like this, a lot of people just started to leave. Not great sledding weather. So take a look. This is what it is. It is just this yucky, slushy, just like I said before, gross, nasty stuff that is just kind of making it messy. And I'm sure when the temperatures drop and it gets darker tonight, it might start to freeze depending on what those temperatures are. So definitely need to be careful as you're driving on this if it does start to freeze. And yeah, just like we said, it's just, you can see the car driving through here and you can hear that slushy snow that is left over here that they're going through. So that's the conditions that we have right here in Nyack. Brittany, we're going to send it back to you in the studio in Sacramento.
Yeah, Michelle, we definitely want to remind people, do not get out of your car on an interstate at any time to take any sort of photos. That's pretty scary. Lots of slush out there for sure. Well, KCR3's Catalina Estrada is driving in Live Tracker 3 up Interstate 80 and is tracking road conditions for us. First, Catalina, where are you guys right now?
Brittany, so we just reached Kingvale and it just started snowing a couple minutes ago here, but overall conditions have not been too bad on the roads. We've been riding along I-80 eastbound for about an hour and a half now, and we started that rain start to pick up at around Applegate, but I want to show you guys how conditions are looking right now here in Kingvale. And as you can see, the roads are clear. They've been kind of slick, so people have been driving slow. We've seen a lot of Caltrans vehicles working to remove the snow and maintain these good conditions for drivers. The snow that's falling is very light, as you can see. Visibility is not too bad. It's still important for drivers, though, to make sure they drive safe and take precautions, because these conditions can change at any minute. Currently here on I-80, there are no chain controls. They've been lifted, so we haven't seen a lot of people putting on those chains. Traffic has been very light, not a lot of people heading up. More of like these truck drivers that you're seeing here, and as you can see, they're driving pretty slow on these conditions that just, it just started to snow, so we might see a little bit of the conditions as we head up get worse, but right now they haven't been too bad. Still important for people to be checking those chain controls, to drive slow and take those precautions, because like we mentioned, these conditions can change as the day goes on. But for now, everything has been really good and pretty clear for people heading up I-80. For now, live in Kingvale, Carolina Estrada, KCRA 3 News.
Great news, especially on this long holiday weekend, Catalina. Thank you so much. Don't forget, you can track the weather in your neighborhood or wherever you are. Download the KCRA 3 app and use interactive radar to see where it's raining or snowing near you. Turning now to the latest in our Commitment 2024 coverage, we are less than 2 days away from the Iowa caucus. GOP candidates are making their final push to voters. The caucus approaches as Iowa faces blizzard conditions. Winter weather is complicating campaign events days ahead of the first-in-the-nation caucus. In fact, it's shaping up to be the coldest Iowa caucus in modern history. The snow has piled up, and a deep freeze this weekend could make conditions out there worse. Look at all that snow. The Iowa Department of Transportation and Des Moines Police have urged travelers to stay off the roads due to dangerous conditions. Washington correspondent Jackie DeFusco reports the extreme weather is forcing candidates to change their strategies. Whiteout conditions across Iowa on Friday, forcing some Republican presidential hopefuls to call off in-person events. In the final stretch before the Iowa caucus on Monday, candidates are urging their supporters to show up. Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley speaking to voters in a tele-town hall.
Wear layers of clothes just in case there are lines so that you are staying safe. And please go in there and know that you are setting the tone for the country.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says it's not about the temps, but the turnout.
We don't know what the turnout's going to be. It could be much smaller than what it's been in the 16 cycle. That's possible. So if you're going out and you're bringing 4 or 5 different friends with you or family members, that is going to pack a punch.
With the high on caucus night expected to be below zero, Republican Party leaders say Iowans will weather the storm.
We're Iowans. It's January in the Midwest, winter. We expect it to be cold. Yes, this may be the coldest caucus on record. I still think with the number of campaigns and what they've been doing, we're going to have tremendous turnout.
And the snow here has been complicating things on the campaign trail for days now. Some parts of Iowa got nearly a foot earlier this week, and that impacted events for other campaigns like Donald Trump's and Vivek Ramaswamy's. Reporting in Des Moines, I'm Jackie DeFusco.
And again, the conditions in Iowa are very snowy. The Iowa caucuses are happening this upcoming Monday, January 15th. In news closer to home today, the community came together to remember a 10-year-old who was shot and killed earlier this month. This afternoon, hundreds went to the funeral for Keith Frierson at Liberty Towers Church in Sacramento. The pastor held an interactive grief exercise for the youth. Keith was shot and killed in his apartment's parking lot on December 30th. Another 10-year-old boy was arrested for shooting him, but has since been released. That boy's father is now facing a series of charges. Keith's family say they will miss him dearly.
Going forward with the strength of you by my side, I promise to still show up as your mom. I will fight for you, and what's right and what was done to you will not go unheard.
Just so hard for the family. The Twin Rivers School District says they continue to offer support for students who are struggling with their classmates' death. A lot of people may be heading up to the Sierra this holiday weekend, and safety is top of mind. Just after this break, tips to keep yourself safe while on the mountain. Plus, despite the cold and snowy weather, people were out along Highway 50 today, how they're enjoying the snow without hitting the slopes.
Closed captioning on KCRA3 is brought to you locally by Bell Brothers.
I'm Superior, and I'm an older kid. That's right. Next, Kelly, we're celebrating MLK Day. I find this crazy. You almost went into like the medical field instead of music. I was like, I guess I'll do some biology and do a spinal surgeon. A spinal surgeon? We're so different. Plus, he plays MLK in Ruston on Melanie. Well, how's your New Year going?
I'm just one of Kenny Clark's show. Come on.
Monday at 3 on KCRA3.
These days, there's an app for everything. For social media, to order food, play games. So why not get an app that connects you to home? An app with weather forecasts for locals by local meteorologists.
We're seeing thunderstorms in the valley.
An app that connects you to what's happening in your town and keeps you safe when it matters most.
Open the KCRA3 app for the latest on the wildfire.
An app that's just for you. Download the KCRA3 app. If it's happening here,
Live in Sacramento, reporting live in Tracy, reporting live in Davis.
you'll see it here.
Thanks for joining us at 4.
Connecting you to what's happening right now.
Sacramento police now saying they're searching for multiple gunmen.
Preparing you for what's on the way.
Thursday looks nice. Friday, more clouds and a little cooler.
Covering every moment.
3 people stabbed, including a PG&E worker.
Every angle.
Let's go to Live Copter 3, show you that scene right now.
In every community. KCRA3 News at 4, where the news comes first. NorCal, we have you covered. Because when our team is on the air, we are also in the air.
Copter 3 is up over the scene.
And Live Copter 3 capturing a person of interest and being
Be the first to know. From breaking news to weather coverage.
And this is the way it looks from Live Copter 3.
From frost
Beautiful shot of the snow-covered mountain.
to flames.
After all that smoke from Live Copter 3.
The only helicopter coverage in Sacramento, taking you to where it matters, when it matters. Only on KCRA3, where the news comes first. News happens fast, and weather, won't wait. See what's happening and what's about to.
Your Walden is in Live Tracker 3.
Live Tracker 3, KCRA3's new mobile platform. Broadcasting every change in greater detail. Radar and temperatures in real time. Live Tracker 3 covers the road,
Driving somewhat difficult
the
here.
skies, and everything in between.
A vehicle on its route.
No when, no where, no now. With Live Tracker 3, only on KCRA3.
Today was supposed to be Assemblymember Kevin McCarty's campaign kickoff in his run for Sacramento mayor, but upset families showed up at his event to voice their concerns about a proposed controversial bill that could ban football for kids. This was the scene along Folsom Boulevard this morning. You could see parents, coaches, and children carried signs in opposition. Earlier this week, McCarty introduced Assembly Bill 734 for a third time. It would prohibit tackle football for kids younger than 12. The Sacramento Assembly member wants kids to play flag football instead to avoid serious head injuries. But critics say the sport is now safer with new equipment and that it will stop access to an important youth sport that helps children grow.
We are out here right now trying to save tackle football. Right now it's just about parents' choice for us. We want to be able to choose whether or not our kids are allowed to play tackle football or not.
It's very important that these kids have an outlet to be able to express themselves on and off the field. We're building character. We're building people for the future.
This bill will have to clear the state assembly by the end of the month to have any chance of becoming law. No other state in the nation has banned football for kids. Heading into the holiday weekend, a lot of people in the Sierra are thinking about safety when hitting the slopes. KCRA3's Brian Hickey takes us back to the basics when it comes to steps you can take to protect yourself on the mountain.
Over the last couple days, we've talked a lot about snow safety, and now going into the holiday weekend, if you're going up to do some skiing, the station asked me to highlight a couple of things I do to stay safe on the mountain. First and foremost, ski with a buddy. Have a partner with you. There's that saying, no friends on a powder day. I don't buy that. You need to have a buddy with you. Second, I always wear my helmet, whether it's sunny or storming. I will never go without my helmet. And then third, I wear the brightest jacket that I have. This one's pretty bright. You're not going to lose me on the mountain. And then fourth, something simple. If you have poles with straps, obviously you ski with your poles most days. On powder days, I ski with my straps off. Why would you do that? Well, if you get caught in a slide or get upside down in a tree well, you can easily free your hands and start digging and use them. But if you're strapped in, you can sometimes get your arms pinned behind you, and then your arm is useless. So those are just a few of the tips that I use on a powder day to enjoy the Sierra. I'm Brian Hickey. Back to you.
We do everything you need to know about staying safe on the mountain and updated information about the avalanches we saw this week. You can find that on our website, kcra.com, or on the KCRA 3 News app. Ahead of the holiday, lots of people traveled up Highway 50, especially this morning, trying to beat the weather. KCRA 3's Aaron Heft shows us the conditions behind the wheel.
A wet drive quickly becoming icy up Highway 50. Slush covering the asphalt as family after family braved the incoming weather. For a time, a head-on multiple injury collision blocked traffic in both directions between Kybers and Strawberry as responders got to the scene. And it's big roadblocks just like this one that ski resort worker Kyle McDonald says happens far more than you might think.
I always pack a sleeping bag, extra food, and I always handle will keep your car very warm if you have to spend the night somewhere.
But no matter the weather, people still decided to try to beat the downpour for a little entertainment.
Big on the skiing, big on the snowboarding. Storm's not such a big deal. I feel like we have a general lack of self-preservation instincts.
Show me the equipment. Equipment. Hopefully you can't tell if I put them on incorrectly. Hopefully this is fine.
Snowshoeing at Echo Summit over their holiday, this group traveled from the Bay.
Well, it's not too bad, a little blustery, but, out here in the snow, getting ready to do a little hike.
It's not a 3-day weekend. Free day off.
Even with a 4-legged friend in tow, doing laps in the fresh powder. But words of wisdom from the locals of Highway 50. They say they always keep an eye on these changing conditions. At Echo Lake, Aaron Heft, KCRA 3 News.
I know I drove back from Tahoe on I-80 this morning, and at least at that point this morning, like you said, it was just a nice rain, and the roads were
pretty clear.
Yeah, we had chain controls for a while this morning and up until a couple of hours ago. Wouldn't be surprised to get back into chain controls again tonight. We still have the other piece of this weather system to slide through tonight, and out ahead of it, it's somewhat breezy. This is the way it looks in West Sacramento. You see that wind coming up out of the south, and if you go out towards Sac International and other wide open areas, the winds have been gusting around 25 to 30 miles an hour, and that'll continue for the next couple of hours. The other thing that's going to continue tonight is these temperatures will stay in the 40s, right where we are right now. But look at the temperature in Tahoe, it's 37. It has been raining over the last couple of hours at lake level, and we've also just been more or less getting that rain-snow mix even 1,000 feet higher up. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get chain controls again tonight, but it's going to be higher snow levels than what we've seen recently. Look at the wind in Yuba City. Sustained wind right now at 26. The areas north of Highway 20 really are going to be gusty over the next couple of hours, and even areas like Sacramento County and Southwest Placer County will feel some of that wind between now and, let's say, midnight as the better part of this weather system slides through. And here it is right here. See that area of highlighted areas of yellow indicating some heavier rain? That will be sliding through. Out ahead of it, sure, there's some showers, and it is indicating some snow in the Sierra, but it's more of that rain-snow mix. But watch this area slide in. So it goes through Ukiah. They had some pretty good rain, getting some good rain right now in Lake County. So that line will make its way.
Stop the fat guy. Oh wait, can we have?
This PlayStation 5 sold for only 50 cents. This iPad Pro...
You think I want to work with you? Take a look in the mirror. No one can stand.
tube also adds a hint of freshness. So much simpler.
My golly, it is simpler.
Angel Soft. Soft and strong. Simple.
I got a health plan not knowing that I was going to need it 3 months later. For $17 a month, my plan includes counseling. And it completely changed my life.
I'm not on my parents' health insurance anymore, so I found a plan for just $34 a month.
Signing up was so easy, it only took me 30 minutes to find a plan for $13 a month.
All plans cover doctor visits, prescriptions, emergency care, and more. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll by January 16th.
Skip Schwabel wanted to know the origin of the thousands of gold particles on Sheila Williams' hands. Investigators naturally asked if she worked in a jewelry store or wore expensive jewelry. The answers were all no.
He wanted to know from us where this can come from. You know, what did she do? What was she wearing? Anything else in the house, in the area that could have left off these particles.
Investigators were stumped and were about to add this to their list of unanswered questions when they looked again at the photos of Josiah Ward taken on the night of the murder.
We realized the shirt Josiah Ward was wearing had gold threading or gold embroidered into the shirt.
Armed with a search warrant, police found the shirt in Josiah's home and sent it off to the lab. Schwabel compared the gold from the shirt to that on Sheila's hands. The microscope magnified the particles from Josiah's shirt 7,000 times, and they were identical to the gold particles on Sheila's hands.
It showed us that Josiah had had physical contact with her at the time of the murder, which he had flatly denied.
Prosecutors think Josiah believed Sheila was pregnant since he had already given her money for an abortion. And on the night of the crime, Sheila admitted she didn't use his money for that purpose. Since he didn't want to support another child, there was an argument that got physical. Sheila's hairpiece and bobby pins flew to the floor. The gold on Sheila's hands from Josiah's shirt proved there was a fight. During the struggle, Josiah fired a single shot from a foot or two away, killing Sheila instantly. Over the next few hours, Josiah tried to stage the scene to make it appear to be a suicide. He had to drop the gun on the same side as Sheila's head wound, even though she was right-handed. And by the time he dropped it, he did so into a pool of blood from only a foot or two away. Proof of yet another lie. By the time police arrived, the condition of the blood proved the deception. Just hours before Josiah Ward's murder trial was to begin, he confessed.
He indicated that she initially consented to getting the abortion, but then later indicated that she did not want to go through with it, which probably increased the tension that led to the initial confrontation that led to her death.
Josiah said he sincerely believed Sheila was pregnant. If he had known the truth, that Sheila wasn't pregnant, quite possibly there wouldn't have been the altercation. In August of 1999, Josiah Ward was sentenced to 25 years in prison for second-degree murder.
Makes me feel better just knowing that he didn't kill her and get away scot-free. Because you watch the news all the time, you see it. A lot of people, I don't think they get what they deserve, and I was actually surprised.
With this forensic evidence, strong forensic evidence, we got a confession and a conviction, and a murderer's in jail.
The last time anyone saw Betty Lee alive, she was talking on a telephone. The next day, her body was found in the New Mexico desert. The forensic evidence revealed there were two perpetrators who left the scene and drove off into the desert. A discarded cell phone revealed why. These 25,000 square miles of high desert are called the Four Corners, where Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico meet. It's home to America's largest Native American population, including the Navajo, Hopi, Ute, and the Jicarilla Apaches. There's some violent crime in these parts, but not a lot. So it was a surprise in June of 2000 when an electrical worker saw blood on a remote stretch of road, a short distance away in the bushes. Was the body of a young woman.
It was quite obvious from the dead body that we had homicide, and a very brutal one at that.
A knife and a sledgehammer were found in the brush nearby. The victim was identified as 36-year-old Betty Lee from Shiprock, New Mexico, about 30 miles away. Betty was a Native American, a Navajo, divorced with 5 children. She had been going to school to become a nurse.
I am a very happy person. She loved everything about life. I mean, her kids were her #1 priority, and then school, and that was why she was back in school, was to make life better for them.
2 years earlier, another Native American, Donald Sosi, was found stabbed and beaten to death in the desert just 10 miles away. Police feared a serial killer might be on the loose. At Betty Lee's autopsy, the medical examiner found numerous stab wounds to her chest, as well as blunt force trauma to the head.
Death would be quick, not necessarily instantaneous, but it would be quickly.
It appeared that the sledgehammer and knife found near her body were the murder weapons. There were no signs of sexual assault. Toxicology tests showed some alcohol in her system, but not a lot.
She had some alcohol on board, but wouldn't necessarily be so impaired that she could defend herself.
The alcohol was a potential lead. A quick check of the local bars indicated Betty Lee spent her last night in a place called the Turnaround. She was with 2 of her friends, Tina and Gloria. According to witnesses, there were 2 men drinking with them.
One was named Johnny Miller. And the second guy, we never learned his first name, however, his last name was Pretty Boy.
Eventually, the 2 men asked 2 of the women if they wanted to continue the party somewhere else.
Gloria and Tina decided to leave the bar with Johnny Miller and Pretty Boy and go to a motel room. And Betty, this time it made Betty Lee almost the third wheel.
Witnesses said Betty pleaded with her friends not to leave since she didn't have a ride home. But the foursome left anyway in a red pickup truck.
They say that Betty Lee was chasing after Johnny Miller's red dually pickup and screaming at him and begging him not to leave the bar.
From there, she walked to a convenience store and used the payphone.
Betty called the Shiprock Dispatch Center, where she asked the dispatcher to contact her brother, who's a Navajo Nation police officer.
But her call didn't go through. A witness said she hung up the phone and cried. When the witness looked again, Betty was gone. Investigators wanted to know what happened from the time she made that telephone call to when she was murdered in the desert.
When it comes to bad contractors, Rico has heard it all.
I'm going to be in prison. I don't think I'll be able to help.
To deal with all these cons, you'll need a pro. Rico to the Rescue season premiere Wednesday, January 24th at 9 on HGTV.
I'm sushi. I'm like $7 sushi.
The all-new $7 deal lovers menu at Pizza Hut. Choose your $7 faves 7 days a week.
Because it's only a deal if you love it.
Oh, and our Pizza Hut.
The crazy thing about GLP-1s through Roe is that my cravings have completely disappeared. I'm not quite sure how something that's just a little tiny prick can be so powerful in so many different ways.
Meet the weekly shop at Ultimate. Get started at Roe.com. Keep it quilted means you keep it the best. Keep it quilted means comfort that feels good and does good. With 5 million trees planted. For her. and for generations to come. Keep it quilted with Quilted Northern.
My doctor recommends all clear for my laundry.
It's free of dyes and perfumes.
And doesn't leave behind irritating residue. For a clean that's gentle on skin, all you need is all free clear.
When you have moderate to severe eczema, it's okay to show off. With Dupixent, show off your clearer skin and less itch. Because you have plenty of reasons to show off your skin. With Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, you can stay ahead of your eczema. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your skin from within. Many adults saw 90% clearer skin. Some even achieved long-lasting clearer skin and fast itch relief after first dose. Serious allergic reactions can occur and can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Show off to the world. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
If your cat's litter makes you do this, you need this. Pretty Litter is an odor-busting, low-dust, health monitoring solution to your cat's litter box. Get the smart cat litter that's conveniently delivered to your door by visiting prettylitter.com.
I am embarrassed to say this, but I've been using deodorant on my armpits for the past 40 years. And yet anytime I noticed odor anywhere else, I thought I needed a second shower, I wasn't clean, or there was something wrong with me. And then my gynecologist told me about Lumi. It's a whole body deodorant for kids, feet, and privates that controls odor anywhere and everywhere in your body. I tried it and I noticed a difference right away, everywhere. You won't realize the body odor you've just been living with until you try Lumi and it's gone. Go to LumiDeo.com to build your customized bundle today.
Here's a hack for getting generic Viagra for just 87 cents. Go to GetFridayPlans.com, select the quantity and dose, and boom! Look, 87 cents. The prescription is free and the shipping is free too. It's GetFridayPlans.com. Awesome.
While investigating the murder of Betty Lee, police searched for 2 women who were with Betty the night before at the Turnaround Bar and had left with the 2 men. Police were able to corroborate their alibis. The foursome had checked into a nearby motel where they had remained until morning. The investigators hoped forensic evidence at Betty Lee's murder scene would point them in the right direction.
I've been on some homicide cases prior to this. At this point in time, this was the most extensive and the most horrific I had seen.
After dusting both the sledgehammer and the knife, there were no fingerprints on either one. So that was a dead end. Not far from Betty Lee's body were some tire tracks and some shoe impressions. Both were revealing. The shoe impressions told investigators there were 2 killers. One wore men's boots, size 13. The other wore Converse brand basketball shoes, size 10. The third set of shoe prints were the victim's sandals. The tire impressions near the body were the size found on a car, not a truck. Yet, there were 3 different tires.
I've not seen a vehicle with 3 kinds of trips like that before. It's the only one I've ever seen. It may happen, but I haven't seen it.
The 3 different tire impressions led away from the crime scene, down the road a short distance, then turned off, heading into the desert.
I wanted to find out where the tracks were leading. Why were they out there? Because at times, you might have more than one crime scene too.
Police decided to follow the tracks, having no idea where they would lead. The trail went on and on, deeper and deeper into the desert.
At times, we noticed that the tracks crisscrossed each other, so we'd have to take time and figure out what direction we wanted to go because they overlapped each other.
We weren't even 100% positive that this was a vehicle that was directly related to this homicide. We were just following tracks that led out of the crime scene.
At times, it was difficult to decipher.
lost them, we get out, walk, look for them, pick them up again, drive some more, till we lost them again.
And this went on for mile after mile after mile. And then the trail stopped. Nearby were tire impressions from several different vehicles. Apparently there had been some sort of meeting.
It was obvious. The vegetation had been tore up, there was ruts in there, the sand was tore up, and then I started picking up several different shoe impressions. One was a smooth sole, might have been a western boot.
About 20 yards away, they found another extraordinary piece of evidence. A cell phone.
I've lived in the area my entire life. That's something that's very uncommon, is coming across cell phones out in the middle of nowhere.
The cell phone looked fresh. I mean, there was no dust on it, there was no rain spatter compared to the bottles and trash that was in the area.
Was it possible that the cell phone belonged to the killer? From the phone company, police identified its owner as a tow truck driver, Charlie Bergen.
I got a call from the sheriff's department asking me why my cell phone was laying near this dead body. You know, out there in the middle of nowhere. You think, oh my gosh, I'm going to be arrested for murder.
Bergen insisted he knew nothing about any murder, but he said he could explain the 4 sets of tire tracks in the sand. According to Bergen, a car got stuck in the sand the night before. The owner called his father, who arrived in a pickup truck, and the pickup truck got stuck too. They called for a tow truck, and it got stuck. Finally, the tow truck driver called Charlie Bergen, and he pulled them all out. Investigators could hardly believe it. But what was Bergen's phone doing in the sand?
While I was pulling them out, my phone rang. Cell phone reception here is not very good. It was my wife. Couldn't hear a word she was saying. It kind of pisses me off. So I just throw the phone away.
Investigators were now faced with a dilemma. Either Charlie Bergen had just told one of the biggest lies they ever heard, or he had come face to face with Betty Lee's killers.
I have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Thanks to Skyrizi, I'm playing with clearer skin. 3 out of 4 people achieve 9% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to.
With Skyrizi, nothing on my skin means everything. Ask your dermatologist about Skyrizi. Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Ooh, stuffed up again?
So congested?
You need Sinex saline from Vicks.
Just Sinex? Breathe.
What is wrong?
Sinex? Breathe.
If you have chronic kidney disease, you can reduce the risk of kidney failure with Farxiga, because there are places you'd rather be. Farxiga can cause serious side effects, including ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections, and low blood sugar. A rare life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this infection, an allergic reaction, or ketoacidosis.
Your logo can identify your company, inspire your customers, and energize your team. We're Ford Imprint, and we can help your logo create moments that matter. Explore thousands of promotional products at FordImprint.com. Ford Imprint, for certain.
Your best defense against erosion and cavities is strong enamel. Nothing beats it. New Pro Enamel Active Shield actively shields the enamel to defend against erosion and cavities. I think that this product is a game changer for my patients. It really works.
Keep it quilted means you keep it the best. 3 layers of plush comfort you can see and feel. Keep it quilted because the best parts of your life deserve the best. So don't settle for anything less. Keep it quilted with Quilted Northern.
Looking for a smarter way to mop? Try the Swiffer Power Mop. An all-in-one cleaning tool that gives you a mop and bucket clean in half the time.
What floor is that?
Our cleaning pad has hundreds of scrubbing strips that absorb and lock dirt away.
A bathroom is locked.
And it has a 360-degree swivel head. In those places a regular mop just can't. so you can clean your home faster than ever. Or mop harder, mop smarter with this Swiffer Power Mop.
This isn't the big interview. Don't be nervous. You took classes from Yale in your bedroom, earned certificates from Google on that crowded, slightly sneaky train ride, and went to Duke in your pajamas. So don't stop now.
Ready?
You're more than ready. Jump over the giant metaphorical pit of doubt. Take $200 off a one-year Coursera Plus subscription to over 7,000 learning programs. Learn without limits.
Hi, I'm Jeff from Nuts.com. When my grandfather started this business in 1929, he relied on 4 important values: freshness, quality, variety, and service. I'm proud to carry on his legacy, but from a bigger space. We still freshly roast, season, and dip delicious nuts here in New Jersey and deliver them with the freshest dry fruits, snacks, and sweets to families that love our products all around the country, including mine.
We think you'll love Nuts.com too. So check us out and enjoy 20% off plus free shipping on your first order.
36-year-old Betty Lee, the single mother of 5 young children, had been murdered in the New Mexico desert. The tire tracks found at the crime scene led police on a journey several miles into the desert, where apparently the vehicle got stuck. Charlie Bergen, a tow truck driver, told police he was called to the scene to pull the vehicles from the sand and was paid for his services with a check. It was signed by 31-year-old Bobby Fry, a construction worker who had a police record.
He seemed nervous in a kind of a weird way. Not really nervous, just didn't want us in the vehicle, I guess you could say. I don't know why he didn't want us in that vehicle. I don't understand that.
Bergen said Bobby Fry was driving the car.
We're here to talk about your price house. This is something that needs immediate attention. If there's any evidence, we're going to need to get to his house and preserve it if there is any.
When questioned about the incident, Bobby Fry confirmed that his car got stuck in the desert and that he called his father to help pull him out. But he denied having anything to do with Betty Lee's murder. And he willingly allowed police to search his home.
I remember walking into Robert Fry's bedroom thinking, oh my gosh, there was an enormous pile of clothes. There was stuff scattered everywhere. The room was in total disarray. And I remember thinking, I have to go through this entire room with a fine-tooth comb.
In the pile of clothes, investigators found a black t-shirt and a pair of size 13 boots, the same size as the impressions found at the crime scene. Bobby Fry said his friend Les Ang was with him the night before. In Ang's home, police confiscated his clothes and a pair of Converse brand basketball shoes, size 10, the same size as the impression found at the crime scene. The clothing and the murder weapons, the knife and sledgehammer, went to Rod Englert, an expert in blood spatter analysis. He examined Bobby Fry's shirt. Under enhanced lighting, Englert noticed tiny blood droplets. The size and shape indicated medium impact blood spatter. He found the same size and shape blood droplets on Bobby Fry's boots. To Englert, this told a story.
Consistent with him being the one that had the sledgehammer and hitting Betty Lee with it as she lay on the ground.
There were no fingerprints on either the sledgehammer and the knife. It would tell us who was actually handling the sledgehammer or who was handling the knife.
But Rod Englert found another way to prove who was handling the sledgehammer. Under a microscope, Englert discovered tiny traces of sand and blood deeply embedded in the shoulder of Bobby Fry's shirt. Englert said there was only one way this could have happened.
That is consistent with placing the sledgehammer and the handle over one shoulder with the sand and the blood and carrying that 10-pound weight on the shoulder. That is my opinion as to what occurred after she was hit with the sledgehammer. That one casually walks off carrying
the hammer on the shoulder. As for Les Ang, there was no blood whatsoever on his clothing and no blood spatter on his shoes. But there was a blood transfer pattern. It looked as if Les Ang carried Betty Lee's body into the brush, but he wasn't nearby when she was killed.
So you're able to eliminate and exclude, by the evidence, the participation of Leslie Ng in the killing of Betty Lee.
DNA testing of her blood on Bobby Fry's clothing and shoes and Les Ang's shoes confirmed that it was Betty Lee's blood.
We found Betty Lee's blood in the vehicle itself. In fact, we found an earring, or police found an earring in Robert Fry's vehicle that matched up to the earring Betty Lee's body had after she was murdered.
And finally, the tire impressions found at the crime scene matched the tires on Bobby Fry's car. Bobby Fry and Les Ang were both arrested and charged with first-degree murder. But investigators still didn't understand the motive.
Look, Mom.
Wow! Ugh, wish I brought Dixie. These weak store brand plates turn hard work into heartbreak.
Next time, get Dixie Ultra Plate. 3 times stronger than the leading store brand. Dixie, make it right.
I was stuck. Unresolved depression symptoms were in my way. I needed more from my antidepressant. Vraylar helped give it a lift.
Adding Vraylar to an antidepressant is clinically proven to help relieve overall depression symptoms better than an antidepressant alone. And in Vraylar clinical studies, most saw no substantial impact on weight. Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke, report unusual changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults, report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, as these may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death, weight gain, and high cholesterol may occur. Movement dysfunction and restlessness are common side effects. Stomach and sleep issues, dizziness, increased appetite, and fatigue are also common. Side effects may not appear for several weeks.
I didn't have to change my treatment. I just gave it a lift.
Ask about Vraylar and learn how AbbVie can help you save.
We're Roe, a healthcare company helping hundreds of thousands of people lose weight. And now we're offering treatment with GLP-1s, the revolutionary weight loss medications everyone is talking about. Get started at roe.com/shop.
My body call.
Later chest congestion. Hello, 12 hours of relief.
12 hours? Mucinex DN gives you 12 hours of relief from chest congestion in any cough, day or night. Mucinex DN. It's comeback season. Now try Mucinex InstaSoothe sore throat medicated drops.
The majority of my patients with sensitivity, I see irritated gums and weak enamel. Sensodyne sensitivity gum and enamel. Relief sensitivity helps restore gum health and rehardens enamel. I'm a big advocate of recommending things that I know work.
When moderate to severe ulcerative colitis takes you off course, put it in check with Rinvoq, a once-daily pill.
When I wanted to see results fast, Rinvoq delivered rapid symptom relief and helped leave bathroom urgency behind. Check.
When UC tried to slow me down, I got lasting steroid-free remission with Rinvoq. Check.
And when UC caused damage, Rinvoq came through by visibly repairing the colon line. Check. Rapid symptom relief, lasting steroid-free remission.
And a chance to visibly repair the colon lining. Check, check, and check.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take it allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Put UC in check and keep it there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq and learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Very proud of the collective effort. This week was a big one for us. There's a lot on the line here. And pick. No, don't put on the trophy on there.
Confronted with the overwhelming amount of forensic evidence, Bobby Fry denied he was involved, but Les Ang confessed. On the night of the murder, Betty Lee found herself without a ride home when her friends left the bar with two men. And she wasn't able to find anyone to give her a ride home. According to Les Ang, Bobby Fry was angry that night. He had gotten into a bar fight earlier and was looking for trouble. That's when they saw Betty Lee crying near the payphone. Along the way, Fry stopped the car, pulled Betty out, and tried to rape her. But Betty put up a fight. In anger, Fry stabbed her repeatedly with his knife. Then took a sledgehammer from the car and beat her to death. Blood spatter landed on Fry's shoes and shirt. Sand and blood on Fry's shoulder proved he disposed of the sledgehammer after the murder. Both men carried Betty's body into the bushes, creating the blood transfer pattern on Les Ang's shoes. The two left the murder weapons at the scene, along with their shoe and tire prints. Their trail led into the desert, where they planned to do some joyriding. But they ran into trouble. In a colossal blunder, Fry's car got stuck in the sand. He called his father, who also got stuck. They called a tow truck, and it got stuck too. Ultimately, it was Charlie Bergen who got them out. Had it not been for Charlie Bergen's cell phone that he threw in anger when his wife called while he was pulling the cars out of the sand, police might never have solved the case.
You know, when I got that call that day from my wife, I thought, oh, what does she want this time? Just call me and bug me over.
In FlexPath format, you can earn your nursing degree without putting life on hold. Imagine your future differently with Valley University.
Eat delicious every day with the new Jenny Craig and feel great while losing weight.
I've lost 50 pounds with Jenny Craig.
Now Jenny Craig is delivered nationwide to your door.
The Jenny Craig food is so good.
Get satisfying meals and indulgent desserts. Lose up to 24 pounds in just 8 weeks. Eat delicious every day and lose weight with the new Jenny Craig. Take advantage of our special offer. Get $40 off every shipment with promo code JENNY. Order now. From starting strong to it's been a week. So many ways to save. Life ready, wallet happy. That's 365 by Whole Foods Market. For moderate to severe Crohn's disease, Skyrizi is the first IL-23 inhibitor that can deliver remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to. Liver problems may occur in Crohn's disease. Control of Crohn's means everything to me. Ask your gastroenterologist about Skyrizi. Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Only at Vanguard, you're more than just an investor, you're an owner. That means your priorities are ours too. Our retirement tools and advice can help you leave a legacy for the ones you love. That's the value of ownership.
In the next 30 seconds, 250 couples will need to make room for a nursery. 26 people will go all in. This family will get 2 bathrooms. And finally, one vacationer will say,
Yeah, whew, I'm gonna live here.
but as the euphoria subsides, the realization hits.
I could sell a house.
Don't worry, just sell and buy in one move when you start with Open Door.
Wow.
Oh yes. Start with an all-cash offer at opendoor.com.
Hi, I'm Daniel, the founder of Pretty Litter. By working with scientists and veterinarians, I was able to develop a long-lasting litter with advanced odor control, low dust, and most importantly, color-changing technology. So give it a try. Visit prettylitter.com today.
Here's a hack for getting generic Viagra for just 87 cents. Go to getfridayplans.com, select the quantity and dose, and boom! Look, 87 cents. The prescription is free and the shipping is free too. It's getfridayplans.com.
I am embarrassed to say this, but I've been using deodorant on my armpits for the past 40 years. And yet anytime I noticed odor anywhere else, I thought I needed a second shower, I wasn't clean, or there was something wrong with me. And then my gynecologist told me about Lumi. It's a whole body deodorant for kids, feet, and privates that controls odor anywhere and everywhere in your body. I tried it and I noticed a difference right away, everywhere. You won't realize the body odor you've just been living with until you try Lumi and it's gone. Go to LumiDeo.com to build your customized bundle today.
I'm Gary Tuckman in Des Moines, Iowa, and this is CNN.
Closed captioning brought to you by Mesobook.com.
We only represent mesothelioma victims and their families. Call for a free book.
Call 800-282-4444 or go to Mesobook.com.
You are live in the CNN Newsroom. I'm Jim Acosta in Washington. Good evening. It's 9 o'clock here on the East Coast, and we've got some breaking news just into CNN right now with less than 48 hours before the Iowa caucuses. We're just getting the highly anticipated final Des Moines Register poll. Any political junkie knows how important this poll is. CNN's Jeff Zeleny is in Des Moines with the results of the poll, known for its accuracy. Jeff, what do you have? Do we have the numbers yet?
We do, Jim, and every campaign is watching this Des Moines Register Iowa poll, which does have a historical